The Kansas City Chiefs have found their way to 8-0 this season by winning in some improbable ways, perhaps none of them more unlikely than their 3-0-2-4 overtime win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Monday Night Football at Arrowhead Stadium. The Chiefs trailed by 7 points in the fourth quarter, but rallied with 2 touchdown passes by Patrick Mahomes, who injured his ankle while throwing the first one. He returned for the next offensive possession to lead a 15-play drive that consumed more than 8 minutes. Baker Mayfield led the Bucs on a touchdown drive to tie the score in the final minute of regulation, pushing the game to overtime, where the Chiefs scored a touchdown on the first possession for an automatic win. DeAndre Hopkins was big for the Chiefs after their recent trade for the wide receiver with the Tennessee Titans. In his second game with Kansas City, Hopkins caught 8 passes for 86 yards and scored 2 touchdowns. Here are the most important things to know from Monday night for both teams. QB breakdown: Mahomes got his first completion of 20 or more air yards since Week 4 on a 35-yard pass to Hopkins in the first half. But that was Mahomes' only completion of more than 20 air yards. He was also sacked 4 times. Most surprising performance: Kareem Hunt was having a tough game with 16 rushing yards on 7 carries in the first half, but he rushed 7 times for 47 yards on Kansas City's tying touchdown drive to make it 17-17 with 14:14 left. He finished with 27 carries for 106 yards, including the winning score. Described the game in 2 words: gritty win. The Chiefs and their struggling offense looked to be in trouble, trailing by 7 points in the fourth quarter, but they cobbled together 2 touchdown drives, one with a hobbled Mahomes after the ankle injury to take a 2-4-1-7 lead before capping off a win in OT. Adam Teicher. Next game: vs. Broncos Sunday 1 p.m. ET. Despite being without their top 3 wide receivers in Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Jalen McMillan, the Bucs almost knocked off the NFL's only undefeated team, but instead, they have now dropped 3 straight. Wide receiver Ryan Miller caught a 1-yard touchdown pass from Mayfield to tie the score 2-4-2-4-2-4, but their defense couldn't hold on, with a 10-play overtime drive capped off by Hunt's 2-yard touchdown. The Bucs dropped below .500 for the first-time season. They have one more game next week, hosting the San Francisco 49ers before their Week 11 bye, and then Evans is expected to return. From there, their schedule gets considerably easier, as just one remaining opponent has a winning record: the Los Angeles Chargers, suggesting they could make another late-season playoff push. QB breakdown: Mayfield completed 23 of 31 passes for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. The 11-yard touchdown to tight end Cade Otton came in the corner of the end zone, with safety Justin Reed in coverage. Like last week, Mayfield relied heavily on Otton and running backs Bucky Irving and Rachaad White in the screen game. Biggest hole in the game plan: all 4 of the Chiefs' touchdowns came on third down, with 2 pitting Hopkins against Josh Hayes, getting his first career NFL start after Tyreek Funderburk struggled last week. The Bucs didn't have any other options, with Jamel Dean on injured reserve because of a hamstring injury, but this was a tough assignment. Hayes did, however, recover a Tyke Smith forced fumble on Travis Kelce. Eye-popping stat: despite 2 sacks apiece from defensive tackles Vita Vea and Kalijah Kancey, the Bucs took a passive approach to pressuring Mahomes, just as they did in Super Bowl LV. They blitzed on just 13% of Mahomes' dropbacks through the first 3 quarters, the second lowest percentage in Bowles' time with the Bucs. Bowles' 11% blitz rate in Super Bowl LLV is the lowest of his tenure calling the defense. Jenna Lane. Next game: vs. 49ers Sunday 1 p.m. ET.